Very good evening, folks. I said I'd pop on, have a chat with you tonight. It's been a quiet week regards to transfer development. Good bit to chat about. Obviously, the pre-season fixtures coming up, this season's fixtures as well, the new training gear, players being linked to, and obviously the tragic death of Naguamo as well. That was confirmed yesterday. So you're all certainly welcome to the channel. If this is your first time tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, or on X, please subscribe. I'll put the link in the comments now for you for the YouTube channel. It's completely free to subscribe. I'm just trying to get to the 18,000 as soon as possible. We're going to talk about obviously strikers, goalkeepers, centre backs, how our boys done in the Euros as well. I haven't done a live podcast since Scotland have been eliminated since from the Euros, got knocked out. So good bit to chat about, and chat about obviously where the money should be invested in the squad as well, especially going into this season. So please do get the comments in. I don't want to be talking like a rabbit here, like a parrot here, and I'm saying no comments as well. So we really appreciate it. How's it going, Kevin? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know how the sound is well. So as we know, we're playing Kilmarnock in the opening game of the season. It's on a Sunday, the 4th of August, 4:30 kickoff. A lot of Celtic fans are not happy because of the time we should have been the first game of the season, kicking off the new Premiership season. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, we played on Sundays a couple of times. Kicked off. I remember played Hearts on the Sunday. Brendan Rodgers' first ever game, league game. We played on the Sunday, but the season's kicked off on that Saturday. So, the end of the day, it's not. I'm not stressed about it. So, how the fixtures have worked out, I'm going to actually put up the fixtures on the screen for you. Just 2 seconds now. We'll go through them bit by bit. Let's present. Let's share the screen. Let's go. Here we go. So obviously next week we kick off our pre-season to Ayr away at Somerset Park. Comment below if you're going to the game. I am not going to the game. I'm back in Dublin for the Queen's Park then on the Wednesday. So this is all about getting fitness, folks. It's all about getting fitness, getting the mileage in, getting the sharpness in, and then we're off to the States then on the 21st of July. We play DC United away. That's a decent game. DC a decent team. Then Manchester City away over in America. And then we've Chelsea away in the Notre Dame Stadium. That's a massive stadium. Big college stadium as well, I think. So big games ahead before we kick off our season to Kilmarnock at 4:30 on the Sunday. Hibs away, our first league game away this campaign. Always a difficult one to go to, Easter Road. We've struggled there over the years. But the last time we went to Easter Road, we won. Adamie, they came up with the penalties, and we got over the line, which was it was a stressful game to watch. I'm not gonna lie, it was a midweek game. It was stressful to watch. Then we're away in Paisley to St. Mirren. Obviously, St. Mirren had a brilliant season last season with Stephen Robinson, got into the top 6 of the table. They obviously European football to look forward to, and then the game that we're all gonna have eyes on. I was saying to people in my job yesterday, I was like, or not yesterday, on Monday, I said the fixtures are out. The fixtures are out on Thursday, and I guarantee you, Man United and Liverpool and Celtic Rangers will be on the same day on the Saturday. And I was right. I was right. So more likely, this fixture is it says 3:00 at the moment. It's going to be changed to 12:30 or 12:00. With this Glasgow derby, obviously they get 2,500 allocation, and we'll get 2,000 for their stadium as well. There's loads of comments coming through as well, folks. Great to see the comments. I'll start pinging them up soon as well. Good to see the comments coming through. I'll just be looking at the fixtures here, and then we have our Champions League campaign. So there's a bit of a break there in September because the international break, and then we have the Champions League to look forward to this campaign as well. On top of it, if you're not up to the times, Premier Sports also will be showing the Scottish Premiership as well. They're after getting some broadcast as well for the Scottish League this season. So if you have the Premier Sports package, you're obviously getting the Scottish League Cup, you're just getting the Scottish Cup and that as well, and then you're getting a couple of games. So it'll obviously give Scottish football more coverage, which it deserves, because we all know Sky Sports isn't the greatest. Only for Chris Sutton, which he was absolutely phenomenal last season. Adding them to the punditry side of it has been brilliant on Sky Sports. Obviously, that final game on Trophy Day when he comes in with the paper cutout into the studio was unbelievable with Chris Boyd. But let's go through the comments. Let's go through and see what's going on. As I said, all I'm looking for tonight is just new subscribers. That's all I'm looking for. We're going to talk about the transfer. We're going to talk about players we're linked to. We're going to look at the new Celtic training gear as well. And could we be in line for the Bumblebee? Could we be in line for the Bumblebee jersey? Part of me feels there's got to be a Bumblebee jersey out there. How's it going, Jack? Hello, everyone. I hope we're going to sign players soon. Getting the uneasy feeling. Well, you don't need to get the uneasy feeling, because I'm going to give you a bit of hope, because the official window doesn't actually open until Monday across European leagues. So I wouldn't be worrying about too much. Yes, we do want to keep her in. We want to replace Joe Hart going into pre-season. We want to get the keeper in, get him gelled in, get him used to his teammates, his defence in front of him and stuff like that. Look, we have Alistair Johnston. We have Carter Vickers over in the Copa America at the moment. Obviously, the boys like Taylor, Forrest, Callum McGregor and Ralston are obviously away now, getting a couple of weeks holidays in, because it was a disappointing campaign for Scotland, but I know you don't want to hear this if he's a big part of the Tartan Army. I'm kind of delighted that the lads now can take a break and focus on the most important thing, which is the bread and butter and doing that day-to-day job. Yeah, it's always phenomenal to represent your country at European competition, and the whole verdict to Steve Clarke. I think Steve Clarke does need to go. You have to give him praise where it's due as well. He did get Scotland to, back-to-back Euros, and he got Scotland promoted in the Nations League as well. But could have used James Forrest in the final game. Didn't use him. I understand with Taylor. Taylor was a backup. Ralston, took a lot of slack. Yes, obviously in the second game, he was brutal. But he was brutal in the first half, but the second half, obviously, won a couple of corners. Callum McGregor took a lot of criticism from the likes of Graham Souness, all these, Rangers background pundits, as you want to call them, like the likes of Neil McCann and stuff. At the end of the day, Callum McGregor, do they realise Callum McGregor is playing for the biggest club in Scottish football, Celtic? He led Celtic to 3 consecutive titles as a captain. A treble winner as well, treble winning captain. People like the outside world just think with the blue tints on, it's okay to criticise Callum McGregor. Yes, he wasn't great at the Euros, to be honest with you. He was off it. He was well off it, but like a lot of the criticism did not realise his day-to-day job, like playing Champions League football most seasons, guiding Celtic to title upon title, being a part of a treble winning team, double treble winning, treble, quad treble, and then a couple of years later, another treble. Like, it's delusional. It's absolutely delusional that these pundits think they're all right to criticise the captain of Celtic. Yes, he didn't turn up at international level, but where's the praise when he, lifted the team when they lost that 10-in-a-row season, came in, took the captain's armband from Scott Brown. And I was looking back at the Scottish Cup quad treble final, obviously the lockdown final, and Callum McGregor. Obviously, Scott Brown went off. Callum McGregor had the captain's armband and converted one of them penalties to help us win the Scottish Cup. And then there was a captain there brewing in the making. I had me doubts about Callum McGregor, to be honest, taking the captain's armband, but my God, he won over me quick enough. I always go back to that game when we hammered Dundee at Celtic Park, and he gets the boys in the huddle and he gets them to go around the stadium. He's pushing the boys, and that's how you know there's a captain there. And then obviously when Joe Hart came in, Joe Hart said, look, I don't want to step my authority. I got to respect you. You're the captain of the club, but I'm here as well to give you as much leadership attributes. And, Callum McGregor, phenomenal captain, absolutely phenomenal captain. And yeah, disappointing that Scotland are out for people that are Scottish, but let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to the bread and butter, move on to it. So let's talk about these players that we've been linked with. Get the comments in. Sheena says, would like to see us sign Harrison Burrows. Don't really know much about him, to be honest with you. Peterborough, obviously the last player that we were linked with from Peterborough, going back to 2020, was Ivan Toney, and we all know what happened with him. Celtic were being stingy. So instead of getting Ivan Toney, we got a guy called Albany Yeti. And how did that work out for us? Absolutely shocking. A couple of goals at the start of his Celtic career, and then it just went to the dogs. Went to the absolute dogs. So I'll look up Harrison Burrows, Sheena. I don't know much about him, to be honest. I'm not gonna sit here and waffle and say, oh yeah, he's a cracking player. But what we'll do is we'll have a look. And we'll whip out the YouTube and we'll have a look at Harrison Burrows. And we'll have a quick look at him while we're on the stream and see what he's about. Sheena's like the scout, eh? Loves throwing a name in. Let's see. Just have to go back to this now. Represent this. As I said, get the comments in, folks. It's good to see a good few people tuning in tonight. Do subscribe. I have the microphone back up and running as well. I have a late flight tonight. I'm not flying back to Dublin until 1:20 in the morning, so I'm a bit tired. So I'm going to have a little nap for an hour or so before I make me descent up to the airport. And then on the flight tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be doing any videos tomorrow, folks. I have me mate stags in Dublin, so I'm going to be a tired man. Won't be in the humour for doing videos. Let's go into this. Let's have a look at this guy here. So this is Harrison Burrows. Let's go back to the start. This is the left back that Sheen is talking about. Now I have it muted, obviously, for copyright, so I have to be careful with what I stream on this. So get the comments in. This is Harrison Burrows here. Peterborough, are they Championship or are they League One? Check now in a few minutes. I think they're League One. Looks all right. Obviously, the whole Tierney thing. Tierney's not coming to Celtic, folks. He's too injury prone. As much as I love Tierney, I think we need to move on from the whole Tierney talk. I've done a video on a couple of weeks back. As I said, too much hamstring injuries. Too much. He's had 6 injuries in the last 3 years. He looks like a decent player, Sheena. Pretty decent. Look like attacking left back we could need. Bit youth. Let me just check something here. Let's see, Harrison Burrows. What am I calling him? Ian Burrows. Let's have a look. 22 years of age. Let's have a look at his transfer market profile. What is he valued at? He's valued at 3.2 million. Contract is up next season. Can play left midfield as well, as you say. Played League One last season. Jesus, look at his stats. His stats are pretty interesting as well. I'll pull up the stats here. Let's just stop streaming this. Let's see now. See what he's saying in the comments in a second, folks. I'm just looking at this video here. Looks like a good decent player there, to be honest with you, Sheena. Look at you picking out. So yeah, let's move on to his profile. Let's stop this, be sure this, and we'll go for this. I'll look at your comment now in a second. Stephen McNally. We'll have a look at that now in a minute. So let's see. Here we go. So is that head. This is his stats, all right. Well, let's see his proper stats, right? So there you go. This is the one we always keep an eye on. These two here is always the 3.2 million for a League One player is pretty decent. That's a really good value. So this is his stats for last season completely. 58 games, very dissimilar to what Celtic play a season. 12 goals in there. 12 goals. He scored 5 goals in the EFL Trophy, 1 goal in the FA Cup, 6 goals in League One, 15 assists. What? Sheena, are you trying to tell me you're a scout or something? This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Recommendation, yeah, I have to say. I would have. Looks like a decent player. Decent player. Some stats there and that. Like, how's it going, Monty? I hope you're well. Hope you're well. So I'll stop sharing anyway. So get the comments in. We're going to talk about the new training gear as well. Going to talk about that. I'm going to be on for about another 15, 20 minutes anyway. Just a short podcast tonight. I said I'd pop on. I've been busy. I was sick last week. I lost a couple of subscribers last week because I said I wasn't well with COVID. And people are like, oh, it's a scam, this and that. I don't care. I was actually could not get out of my bed for 5 days, folks. 5 days. I was bedbound. I was in bits. Couldn't talk. I've never been so flushy in my life. But I've recovered. People always say it's a bad flu, but I wouldn't wish it on me worst enemy, to be honest with you. I was in tatters, but I think that half my family got it. Half my job had it as well. So yeah, it's doing the rounds. Good evening, James. What's happening? Kevin, as I said, don't be worrying. Jack, don't be worrying about the transfer window, about worrying about getting keepers just in just yet. Obviously, we've been linked with Ravake, we've been linked with Likovic, which was a load of nonsense. I was raging because I really wanted Likovic, the 29-year-old Croatian keeper. It was all rumours from Turkey, to be honest. It was a clickbait story. Obviously, Mourinho's after taking over Fenerbahce, and there's talks of he's looking at one of the Juve keepers. So we'll see how that. Like, to be honest, we're going to be linked with every keeper under the sun at this rate. Arthur Barge be linked for a return to Celtic at this rate, coming out of retirement. Plunge, how are you getting on? What's the story? Monty, how are you getting on? Celtic should be opening the league campaign in champion style. Always the way to do. I'm not worried about playing on the sun, to be honest. Like, I understand everybody wants the game on the Saturday. Probably because I'm not going to it. I'm not really fussed about which day we play. Like, once we're playing that weekend, I look forward to it on the Sunday. As I said, we're playing 2 Sundays in a row. We'll play the half. Yeah, it is a bit of a difficult kickoff time, 4:30. You know, kind of goes back to that. Remember that Scottish Cup game we played against Bucky Thistle, was it? That was a late kickoff. That was a 4:00 kickoff. Like, Kilmarnock, decent team. Derek McInnes has them organised. That was a team that we got multiple points against to clinch the league at Rugby Park, but we just can't take teams for granted this season. Like, my God, hopefully the standards of football improves and that winning mentality that we had in the final third of the season, hopefully that continues on to this coming season, even be hungrier than ever. As I said, it's clearing out the dead wood as well. It's clearing out the McCarthys, the Johnsons, the Yangs, the Kwans. I'll put the squad up on the Celtic website, and we'll talk about who I think should get the boot, who should be going out on loan as well. I'd like to see what you are saying. Like, type in the comments 5 players below who you'd like to see gone from the club on a permanent basis. I know everyone's going to say James McCarthy. He put up an Instagram post last night. I was like, oh my God, the neck of him. Still hasn't his boy still playing for Celtic. The guy hasn't played a game in over a year and a half, 2 years nearly, you know. Hate stats. That's all you shit. You can take a free kick in the corner and stats will come. Look at stats say a lot. Stats say a lot. That guy that we were looking at there, Harrison Burrows, I know he played League One, but like 15 goals. 15, was it not 15? No, 15 assists, 12 goals. No, 18 assists, 15 assists in League One, 18 assists in all competitions, and then 12 goals as well. That's not bad. That's not bad for a left back, you know. I know we've been linked with the Motherwell forward as well. Theo Bear, 24-year-old Canadian striker, 6'3", 15 goals in Scottish football last season. Caused those problems at Fair Park. If you remember that game, it was pretty decent against us in the first half of that match. It was decent at Ibrox as well against them when they won. They got a victory there in Motherwell. You know, we're not obviously going to judge them off them 2 games against Glasgow teams, but 15 goals is not bad. 24. Reportedly that they Motherwell are slapping a 3.5 million price tag on him. We've been linked as well where a Swedish attacking midfielder. But let's see what happens with that guy from Hacken in Sweden. They're currently sixth in the table at the moment. They're halfway through their season because they obviously they finish for the winter, they do, and then they kick off in the new year. My honest opinion on it, if you haven't seen the video I just made about half an hour ago, I wouldn't be looking at getting the Swedish midfielder in. I'll be looking at developing Daniel Kelly, giving Daniel Kelly a long-term deal, keeping him at the club. You know, that could be a Callum McGregor, you know, a new Callum McGregor in the mix. He has a bit of bite to him. So no, it's honestly we're linked with Theo Beer, yeah. We've been linked with him the last 10 days. So Cordy, there's a couple of clubs, European clubs interested. I don't know if they're top flight clubs, like, but you know, 15 goals is not bad in a season as well. We'll see what happens. I'd rather be going for Adamida, to be honest with you, Plunge. Going for someone that actually should be playing for the club, has a few goals in there. I know a lot of people are losing the patience with the whole Adamida talk. I can respect that. As I said, the official window hasn't opened until Monday, this coming Monday, so there will be loads, a host of names getting thrown into the mix. But I read a post there before I came on that reportedly Celtic have slapped the 30 million price tag on Matt O'Reilly. I don't know how accurate it is. It's a bit of a shame he's not playing for Denmark in the Euros, but it is what it is. Look at Matt. We've talked about Matt O'Reilly's stats on this channel loads of times. 19 goals last season, 18 assists. Early 20s, you know, the guy we got for basically little to nothing from MK Dons. Like, we look at the figure that. But we're in a great position here. I've seen a lot of people saying in the comments as well, like, keep them till January. I would agree to that. I think, you know, keep them to January, let them get them Champions League games, and even if they get 6 games into the turn of the new year, because the Champions League format is going to be 8 games this season. So if we keep them to January, I think what's going to happen with the whole Matt O'Reilly scenario is, I've said this so many times on the channel, I sound like I repeat myself, but I think it's going to come down to maybe 2 or 3 clubs coming in on the final day of the season, and not final day of the season, final day of the transfer window, transfer deadline day of this coming window, and they'll put in panic bids. And that will suit Celtic, because Celtic will be in a great position. I remember going back to Moussa Dembele's first season at Celtic, and Dembele was 6 months into Celtic, and there was reports that Chelsea were going to put a 40 million bid in for Moussa Dembele at one point. I don't know how accurate it was, but I remember it. Let's see. Stephen says, I'll tune in the next time early morning to see you back. I'll wish you all the best. All right, get your word in, mate. That's it. See what happens. Plunge, the window's not even open. I think Brendan Rodgers has his targets in mind. He thinks enough for Celtic. That's it. People shouldn't be worrying and start losing patience. If the window hasn't opened yet, if we're sitting here in a month's time and we haven't signed one player, that's when I turn around and say, yeah, what the hell is going on? What is going on? Is it a case they're sleeping at the wheel? Because look at last summer, we brought players in and a lot of them are duds. Like, we're linked with an 18-year-old Swedish midfielder right at the moment, folks. Right, I'll pull up his stats for you. Just 1 second now. Let's pull up his stats here. This guy here, Pontus. This is his stats. Like, 23 games. He's played 12 games already since the new turn of the new year, because obviously Swedish league is different from the Scottish league. 2 goals, 1 assist. I haven't looked at much on YouTube, to be honest with you, folks. It doesn't appeal to me. As I said, Daniel Kelly, I'd be focusing more on Daniel Kelly, giving him a better deal than getting this guy in as a project player. Transfer market, 3 million. Like this, I think this is I know Odin Holm is Norwegian, but I think this is another Odin Holm. I just think this is Bruno's holding home. Look at holding home got what 7 games on his belt, I think, at Celtic last season, his 4th season. Came off the bench, played decent against Ross County away, played well at Ibrox in the first game, that first derby game. But no, I won't be touching this guy. I'm sorry, doesn't sell to me, folks. Does not sell to me whatsoever. I know Sheena has been saying to me on the channel a couple of times as well. What's the story with Matisse Kravistagaard, the Bromby striker? He's let me see. Let me see this. His contract I thought was 26. He's actually up in 27. He's market value of 5 million, but Bromby are trying to sell him for about 7.5 million. Now this is a guy that hasn't even been capped senior level for Denmark yet, and they're trying to sell him for 7 million. Not a chance. Not a chance. This is, as I said, this is his stats here as well. 10 goals, 7 assists. Good holding player. Very similar to Giakoumakis, but obviously Giakoumakis, before he came to Celtic, was playing for VV Venlo in the Eredivisie. And look at the amount of goals he scored. I think he was the top goal scorer in Holland that season. We got him for a little to nothing. That was a steal. Do you know what was weird the other night? I was watching the Croatia and Italy game, and obviously Josip Jovanovic came on. Instead of Jovanovic, when he was attacking with the ball, he could have ran towards the corner flag and held the ball up. There was like literally less than 2 minutes left in the game. And then he tried to pass it off, and then the Croatian midfield broke down, and then Italy got that equaliser. Jovanovic, he just doesn't look sharp as he was. I know, obviously, a couple of years he left Celtic over nearly 2 years ago. He went to Union Berlin, but he just looks like he's at the putting a bit more bulk on. So yeah, let's have a look at the comments. Forgot about Larga Bielka. Yeah, forgot about plunges on the button tonight. McCarthy, yes. Bear the Bay won't be going anywhere until December. He's on loan at Internacional in Brazil. His loan deal ends in December. Sorry. Bain, no, I wouldn't get rid of Bain because we need to keep on the UEFA registration for players for Europe. So yes, he's not. Yes, you could probably say we could get another keeper that's Scottish that could do a decent job. Larga Bielka, bit of sympathy for Larga Bielka, to be honest. I've said it so many times about Larga Bielka. Looked like a real exciting prospect coming through Swedish football. Didn't really work for Rodgers. Doesn't suit his style of football. Stephen Welch, I'm all in for Stephen Welch to get rid of him. All in. Stephen Welch, how many injuries does he get with his shoulder or his arm? Obviously, he come through the youth system. He's done well, but no, I think it's time for Stephen Welch to move on. I hope Neil Lennon and Rapid Bucharest come on for Stephen Welch. Even if you take, I know people might laugh and say 2 million for Stephen Welch. You might get him because get rid of him for 2 million. Kawabashi, he'll end up getting a move back to Japan. He's obviously hasn't worked out. We never lost a game. No, one game we lost with Kawabashi, and that was Ibrox. Kwan, obviously, some people might turn around and say the whole thing with Kwan is he had a decent spell at St. Mirren when he went on loan, but I'm sorry, St. Mirren's not Celtic. Yeah, we may play in the same league, and they had a decent campaign, but I would get rid of Kwan as well. Yang, 100%, he's not good enough. Simple as that. Too much showboat stuff. Pressure gets to him. You go back to that sending off at Tynecastle. You go back to the couple of games where he just looked absolutely horrendous. I'm surprised someone's not said Palmer, to be honest. I think Palmer's going to come good this season, to be honest. Shaw, I thought Shaw was gone. Did Shaw not go back to Wigan? Shaw went on Wigan. Did he not go on a permanent? I thought he went on a permanent. But I think Bosun Lahal needs a good run. I think Mitchell Frame needs a good run in pre-season as well. I know a lot of people like Frame, what they've seen of him. So yeah, plunge on the drugs, whipping out the Jordanian flags there, Stephen. And the Ivory Coast and the Japan. I know what you mean. Palestine and Ireland flags. The other lad looks like the business. Keith, did you see the video? Show looked good. It does look like the business. Right, I'll tell you what. How about we look at Cravista Garden, right? Let's have a look at Cravista Garden. Even though Matisse Cravista Garden. He's a tongue twister to spell. Oh, here we are. Did anyone pre-order the new Celtic training gear yet, folks? Let's just get this up and running. Let me see. 2 seconds. Let's look at Cravista Garden. I know Sheen is a fan of Cravista Garden. Bloody fly. Let's go. So it's going to be on mute because obviously for copyright vigilance, we're not allowed to play music. So this is Cravista Garden, folks. This is the Danish striker that Bromby have 7 million on him. Looks like a good player, but I'd rather eat it. To be honest with you, I'd rather eat it. Can't be doing that, Celtic. Tall player. I think he's 6'3", if I'm correct. I'll have a look now. Check for you in a second. This is him playing for the Danish 21s. Looks being on the flank, doesn't he? A lot as well. Quite fast. That's against Malmo. Is that Malmo? No. Even though they're not in the same league. Haks Ivanovic went to Malmo on undisclosed fee. I'm delighted. Not bad. That's why he's getting all these assists, because he likes playing on the flank. I do the jokes, Keith. Are we not the... No. He's been capped for Denmark. Yeah, he's been capped for Denmark twice. Matt O'Reilly has, but he obviously didn't get called up for the Danish squad for the Euros. So Sheena says we need to sign 2 goalkeepers, left back, 2 centre forwards. I 100% agree with you. 100%. Let me see. Edith's done well, but 8 million is not for me. But Cravista Garden looks like the business. There you go. There's the video. Cravista Garden there. Looks good holding player. As I said, he's very similar to Giakoumakis. Bit of power, bit of pace. He's obviously skillful as well, as you see in that clip there. He kind of reminds me of French Eddie. I know we've been linked with that guy as well from Bristol City. Connolly, is not Connolly, is it? Is it Connolly? Not Connolly. What's his name? The guy that was picked for the Scotland squad. Just have a look now. Let's have a look. Conway, sorry, not Conway. Not Connolly, Conway, that's the one. I knew it was Sutton C. He's 4 million. Conway, that's it. Apologies. I know. Look, I got a certainly some part of it right. C and Y. Did he even get a sniff in Scott for the Scottish squad? 21. Is he 21? Let's have a look. How many goals did he score? 12 goals last season in 44 appearances. His contract is up next year, June next year. What's his transfer value? He is 4 million. Now, I've shown videos of Tommy Conway on the channel already a couple of times. I thought he looked like a pretty fast, good player. Very good in the year as well. Got a few headed goals out of him, but we'll see what happens. As I said, I think our biggest focus should be on the keeper at the moment, getting a keeper in. Just let me stop sharing that. So there you go. So that's Matisse Cravista Garden. He came out and said he's looking for basically a new chapter. He's ready to. He said he's more capable to move up and play for the European side now. So I don't know if he's trying to get the hint to move away from Danish side Bromby. We shall find out. But I know there's different opinions in this. I know Plunge said he'd rather Kvista Garden than Ida. Some people said he'd rather Ida. Ida's obviously back pre-season training. We're going to talk about Paulo Bernardo as well on the channel. Paulo Bernardo, this is from the record in Portugal. The problem with Paulo Bernardo is he's meant to be on a salary near 30 grand a week. Now, I'll be honest with you, I could not find anything in regards to his salary for Benfica anywhere. But if he's on 30 grand a week, I'm sorry, he'd be the highest paid player at Celtic for a guy that's not guaranteed he's going to play every single game. I think the whole Paulo Bernardo ship is going to just needs to sail. Just needs to sail, needs to sail because he's a good player, but I've said this so many times on the channel. I know some people disagree what I'm going to say, but if we're going to get rid of Matt O'Reilly, my option would be getting Paulo Bernardo and bring Stuart Armstrong back in for a season. Stuart Armstrong is at Aaron Moy capacity. Stuart Armstrong's 32. He played 42 games for Southampton last season, 5 goals, 7 assists. Well, the both of them on long contracts. Plunge Adam Ida's on a contract of 20 to 28, and Kvista Garden, here's his contract there. He's 27. So, look, if the money's right for the player, we'll take. I think, regardless who we're doing business with, because they know Celtic are a Champions League club this season, clubs are going to try and milk the extra million or two out of us because they know that we're going to need these players for Champions League football. So this is the market we're in. I want to talk about a player that played for Celtic as well, Landry Negreamo. He sadly passed away yesterday, the age of 38. He was involved in a car incident back in Cameroon and sadly passed away at the age of 38. Played 40 times for Celtic. Tony Mowbray signed him on loan from Bordeaux back in 2009-10 season. I thought he was a good workhorse of a player. I was actually a bit annoyed that we never signed on a permanent basis, to be honest. I thought he done really well. Obviously, it was a difficult season that season. I thought he done well in the Europa League games as well. I remember he played against Hamburg and stuff like that, and Arsenal as well. Thoughts and prayers, obviously. Thoughts and prayers with his family, with his former teammates, and obviously people that were close to him as well. He was from Cameroon, played for Cameroon in a couple of World Cups and African Cups of Nations and stuff like as well. So spoke really highly about Celtic as well. He was interviewed a couple of times, but the whole situation. I was watching Ryan 118's podcast today, and he was asked about David De Gea. David De Gea was on nearly up to 400 grand a week at Manchester United. That's why he hasn't found a club. He went the full season without even playing for anyone. A 40 grand salary for David De Gea, if he was willing to cut. Well, he's obviously not getting paid that money now with Man United, but I don't know what he'd be getting. I don't know if he has enough money there in the bank to keep him going for another year or two without playing football. But I love to see David De Gea come to United. Look at David De Gea, was probably the best keeper in the Premier League for 7 years. 7 years, he was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable at United. Like, how many times did he won Player of the Season? How many times did he win Golden Glove as well? Really good keeper, a lot of experience, Champions League experience, playing for Spain as well. It's just sad that the way his career's gone. Like, obviously, he just has no club at the moment, and it's just down to wages. He's just been pushing the boundaries too high. But I would love Celtic to get a player like David De Gea, and I think it'd be a great signing for us. He's only 22 years of age as well. So it's not going to happen, folks. Let's be realistic here. Use me head to me heart. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to get David De Gea anytime soon. So, but yeah, never know in football. It's been weird things have happened, but let's see what happens. Yeah, when he came out, he said that he didn't say that he's definitely going to keep him. He said he's going to look at his progression over pre-season. He's been impressed with him, so doesn't mean that he's going to keep him. You know, money talks in football. Money talks. You know, go for someone else. Bernardo's going to be too expensive for us. 100%, James. There's obviously we have an advantage on our hands with European football as well. 8 games this season as well, so we can use that to our initiative. They said Norwich wanted 6 million for the Ida, but if it was MJ and money, it's all paper talk. Exactly, like I've said a couple of times in the channel. I said if Norwich wanted Mikey Johnston and we could get Ida for 4 million on top of selling Mikey Johnston. But there's all these reports, especially Football Insider as well. They came out and said that I don't believe them, folks. I don't go by Football Insider. They're not great at being accurate on the reports, to be honest with you. They said that Celtic, the club, have put 6 million price tag on Mikey Johnston. You know, is our next keeper at the Euros? Well, it's not Likovic anyway. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Travaka, don't think so. It really is frustrating to talk about a goalkeeper at the moment. Like, as I said, I'm not getting impatient that we haven't got anyone in the door yet, but the lack of stories being linked to a keeper over the last 7 days. I know Likovic was the last one, but time will tell. Time will tell. You know, like any other position, you kind of relax. You know, obviously it's good to see some of the boys back pre-season training. Kyogo, see, always still training with Celtic. Obviously, we haven't accepted that 4 million bid, around 4 million with add-ons from Genk. So I don't know what's going on there with at the moment. Well, let's change the topic. We're gonna change the topic. We're gonna talk about something else here on the channel. We're gonna talk about the training gear. We're gonna route out the Celtic training gear from our website. So just 1 second now. Let's share the screen. And let's go for this, folks. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. 1 second now. I like the white gear. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's nice. I think it's, you know, you're trying to keep white. It's a nightmare. It does be. I like the bottoms. These slim fit bottoms. Look at the price of that jacket. £160. That's a lot. Like, I know a lot of people have been saying about this top, the warm-up top. What's like this? Is this a new Christmas jumper or something? I wouldn't pay £90 for it. Not a chance, man. Not a chance. Definitely not. I think, yeah, you can see the elastics on it. Then you got the things on for the thumbs. But no, £90 a lot of money, especially these days. This is what I'm gonna buy, folks. I'm a big fan of this. I'm gonna break the bank and buy this top. This is appealing to me. I like this. This is thing that the coaches. I think John Kennedy was wearing this yesterday. A part of me is thinking, are we gonna get Bumblebee? Are we gonna get the Bumblebee this season? Is this a hint to the Bumblebee? I know there's been talks of the yellow leaked jersey as well. I'd say next week we'll obviously, they might drop the away jersey, the pre-order for the away jersey. Look in the shorts off this as well. The shorts are nice, and not the shorts, the tracksuit bottoms. Nice, like them. Like this whole charcoal thing going on here as well. They're £55, and then you've got the training top as well, or the training jersey. I like the training jersey. 45 quid's not bad. So I made my mind up. I'm gonna go and get these two tops in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be probably wearing them on the channel. I like the other gear as well. I like this top. This top's lovely. This one here. 60 quid. I'm sorry, but I won't break the bank for 60 quid for a training jersey. Very similar. This one here is very similar to the 4th season that we had. We went to Adidas. The only difference is, compared to the 4th season of Adidas, is the logo's changed. You got rid of Adidas or Adidas under it, and it doesn't have on the back of it bias like So yeah, there you go. It's nice. It's nice. I'll go to the comments now and see who's are saying, folks. No one's talking about the gear. No one's talking about the Celtic training stuff. 27. He's a free agent. He'd be all about wages because he was obviously at Man City prior to that. You never know. Brendan worked with him as well. Could be a shout. Could be a shout. It wouldn't be a bad shout, to be honest with you. But good suggestion. Good suggestion there. Done well in the Championship with Leicester as well, helping them get promoted. Him and Jamie Vardy ripping it up. But let's go back to the training gear. So let's have a look now. We got the second page. Let's see what's on the second page. I like this top. It's nice, but as I said, white is very hard to keep clean. There you go. There it is there. Nice. Nice top. Typical they don't have any like stuff on the back of it saying the boys or anything like that. Let's see what else. I have a jacket like this. I have a jacket like this. A white bomber jacket. That we see it's from back in the lockdown days. I like this jacket. He's 17. Stay now. I actually like that jacket. How much is that? 150 quid. Remortgage the gaff. Now, some of the training gear is lovely. I have to say, it's really nice. I like the black and green. But I don't know if this is the final year of Adidas. I put up a post the other day on the socials, and I was asking folk if would you like to see us keep Adidas for another 5 years? And majority of people are on board. Some people want to go back to Nike. You know, someone said O'Neill's, but I don't think O'Neill's would have the money. You know, you got to think of what the kit manufacturer's offering us as well as a pay package as well. It's a business, folks. Yes, O'Neill's are moving up. They're starting to do English Championship teams. But no, they're obviously doing Partick Thistle as well. But no, I wouldn't be looking at O'Neill's just yet. How can you buy a goalie for nothing? You can't buy a goalie for nothing. A free agent. But it's all about the wage structure you're going to offer them as well. You know, sell all the dead wood. 2 million, say, for 7 players and buy a goalie. So I would say if we get more than 2 million, let's be honest here, we probably get 2 million for Welch if you hold it, because Welch is on a long-term deal. Mikey Johnson, we probably could sell him for about 2 million, so there's 4 million there. Karabashi, just cut your ties with him. It's not even point. How's it going, you? I hope you're well. What else? Who else? McCarthy just cut his contract, terminate his contract. Just go legal route with him. There should be a clause in there that he's been injured and he's not playing. He shouldn't be. He should have been put on, you know, play and pay contract, like kind of what Michael Owen was on at Man United. Let me see. Who else? Jesus, Seacrest. Get rid of him. As much as I like Benji, but his head is up his arse. Who else? Obviously, if we get 4 million for all, we're laughing at the bank. So we could be potentially looking at about 8 million here. And you're talking about 2 million? 8 million. There you go. There's your Adamita. You know, I know people are like, I don't want to spend that, but it's not what we want. It's not what we want as fans. It's what the club wants. The club at the end of the day make the decisions. The club at the end of the day do the negotiation. We could all turn around and say, we want this player, we want that player, we want to suit this position. We're just fans. We're just people that purchase products in the clubs, purchase season books. We're just, you know, we're the little minions. You know, we're just people making numbers to make the club more richer. That's all we are, folks. As much as you don't care that, but it's a business. It's a business. Looking sharp tonight. Thanks very much, Heather. Thanks very much. How's Keith? Do you think we are spending much time on Paolo, or we're not focusing? I think we're probably focused on other players as well, to be honest with you. I'm sure Celtic are not that clumsy. I'm sure we're looking at other players. Obviously, there's been talks of this Swedish midfielder, but as I said already in the channel, I think it's a no-go with him. I think focus on Daniel Kelly, improve Daniel Kelly, give him a good pre-season, start playing him more this season, give him a deal because it's obviously he's been linked with the likes of Red Bull, like Stip in the Bundesliga. Bayern Leverkusen were linked at one point. And speaking of Leverkusen, the Ching Ching, the Frimpong, Jeremy Frimpong will go after the Euros. Holland finished third in the group, so they still think they qualify to third place. There you go. Well, he'll have money as well, I'm sure. As I said this in the channel already, let's be honest here, I probably think Celtic will spend about 25 million max in this window. And that doesn't seem appealing a lot to the fans because you're thinking, oh well, the 60 million in the bank and stuff like that. He's a talent, of course he is. So I'm going to stay on for another 9 minutes, folks. As I said, just to recap, rest in peace to Lodri Nagramo, who passed away yesterday at the age of 38, who played 40 times for the Hoops. We're still in lock talks with Benfica with regards to Paulo Bernardo. He's reportedly on near 30 grand a week, which I can't find anywhere on the internet. I don't know if it's accurate or it's just absolute waffle. But yeah, Jota came out and said to Saudi TV outlet TV24 that he'd love a return to Celtic. Let's be honest, the whole Jota thing, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's on too much. His wages are too high. He'll go to the Premier League. He'll go to Newcastle or West Ham or somewhere like that. Look out, love Jota. Good experience, good times with Jota, but come on, let's be honest. The whole Tierney ship, Jota ship, Paddy Roberts ship. Let's just move on from it, folks. Move on from it. You'll get pages that will just store up the whole Jota stuff. Let me see. 2 million a player to get rid of 12 million for a goalie. They won't spend 12 million on a goalie, Sheena. Let's be honest. Like even the other day when we were linked with Dominik Likovic, I was like 7 million on a goalkeeper. Do you think the club are actually going to be serious? Probably not. And I was excited. I'm not going to lie. I put up on the socials, welcome to Celtic, Dominik Likovic, and I was milking it up. And obviously, that Croatian journalist came out and said it around 8 o'clock Croatian time that it's all false talk. It's all false talk. There was no conversation. There was no exchange between Fenerbahce, Celtic, the agent, the player. It was all just clickbait story. Clickbait story. Is it confirmed that he said that? Who said that? Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's definitely there. It's on a Saudi. You'll have to convert over from Arabic to English. But he came out and said he'd love to return to Celtic. Obviously, because he's probably missing Glasgow. He's probably missing his former teammates. Probably missing being idolised by the fans, and because he's not getting. He's worked under 3 different managers since he's gone over there as well. Yeah. I'll see can I find it out for you while I'm here, just to show you. Let me see. Yeah, you're gonna get the usual Daily Record, Football Scotland, and all that malarkey. But there you go, TV. Let me see. Let's screen share this for you. The Celtic guy. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. So here you go. TV24. Jota would have loved a switch back to the Glasgow East End. So let's be honest, not realistic. There's not a realistic chance of him coming back, but he's been linked. So he said he would love to come back to Celtic, but it's not going to happen. Champions again, all over the training tops. Like the dark and green shorts, pretty expensive though. All the training gear is quite expensive, just it's cost of living. Like, come on, we can't keep, like, it's no one's putting it, as I've said this so many times on the channel, no one's putting a gun to your head to buy the training gear, buy the products. Don't be putting yourself out of the way just so you can support your club in a way that you're going to leave yourself struggling to pay a lecky bill or pay your phone bill or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, we all love Celtic, you know. You're just a number buying products. At the end of the day, you're just a customer. At the end of the day, but you like this design here. Do you like the blanket? This is a blanket I got for Christmas last year. I thought I'd put it up on the wardrobe door. So yeah, you know, I thought I'd change it around. It needs a bit of a wash. It's been through the war, so I'll give it a good wash over the weekend and have it gleaming fresh to death. Green Smoke, how are you getting on? Hope you're well. Folks, tell us where you're tuning in from as well. I'm going to do another 5 minutes of this podcast. As I said, there probably won't be any videos tomorrow because I'll be sleeping. I'm flying out at... I'm going to be leaving now in the next hour for the airport because my flight's delayed. So let's see what happens. Let me see. Dublin Airport. Well, you get the comments in when I'm looking up my flight. Have any bought the new home jersey as well? Glasgow. Departures Glasgow. Let's have a look. Oh, that's not too bad. It's actually taking off now. Final call. Right, I better leave now in about 10 minutes. I could be actually leaving earlier. Just depends. Are you going to the Air game? I'm not actually. I'm back in Dublin next weekend, but so I'm not going to any. I've no pipeline of any games I'm going to so far this season. I'm going to try go to the Derby game if I get a ticket. Better chance to win the Euro minutes, but we'll see what happens. Did you use a full? No, just a little bit of gel in that. I got rid of the cone over, so yeah. Father's Day present for me. Yup. Good stuff. People always talk about appearances. Everyone's obsessed with my appearances on this, with my hair and me beard and what tops I wear and all. Like, making the effort to come on. Who gives a shit what I look like? Good stuff, though, Stephen. Hope you're well. Folks, if you want to join the membership, it's 99 pence. There's not been a lot of memberships over the last couple of months. Like, it's an extra contribution to the channel. I don't like asking for money, folks. It just, the option's there. It's 99 pence. If you want to go an extra level, it's kind of like buy me an iron brew, you know, £1 iron brew. It's, you just go onto the YouTube channel and you press join and it's there, you know, that's where it's at. So yeah, 47 people tuning in on live from Cork, the Rebel County itself. Keep my son missing the derby as he's on holidays that week. You could have his ticket. Well, give me an email. I would love to. I'll give you money for the ticket, whatever. Really love to go. I haven't been to a derby since 2008, so it'd be amazing. As I said, it's my birthday weekend that weekend, so is that the birthday present plunge, is it? I'll be here that weekend, so I have work off as well, so I'm buzzing. I was actually a couple of days off after, so I can have recover from the hangover as well. Unlikely, but impossible. Look at, the window hasn't even opened yet. We're just like folks queuing outside Ticketmaster, waiting for the One Direction tickets to go on sale here, or the Justin Bieber tickets, or the Cherry and the Boys tickets, or the Wolf Tones tickets. We're just waiting outside the shop. The shutters haven't even opened yet, folks. The shutters open on Monday. Relax. Plenty of time. Norwich might go out and get a striker. You know, they got that Sidney Van Hooydonk guy from Bologna. It never worked out for him. They got him on loan. But plenty of time, folks. Plenty of time. Right, folks, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Good podcast tonight. Please do subscribe to the channel. As I said, putting the graft in. I was at the being sick all last week. I had the COVID. Yeah, a lot of people are not buying into the whole COVID stuff, but I was ill for 5 days. Couldn't get out of my bed. Literally, my God. Wouldn't wish it on my enemy. But bad dose of the flu, as you want to call it as well. Doesn't matter, you know. Can you relax? Fans are getting impatient. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. I know we all want the goalkeeper in the door first. I know. I understand. I understand your frustration. Plenty of time. Ball hasn't been kicked yet, you know. I know some people will start getting anxiety next week when we're playing against Ayr and Scott Bain's in goal or Toby's in goal, whoever's in goal. You know, don't be worrying about plenty of time, right? So, folks, love you, leave you. Gonna head, get ready for the airport. Speak to you all soon. Take care. Hell.